You know that feeling? The one where you think you have to choose between creating something you're truly passionate about and actually making a living? Well, in this explainer, we're going to crack open the creator's playbook. We're going to show you how to turn that passion into real profit without having to sell out. Let's get right into it. So, let's start with the big question, the one that I think haunts so many of us creative types. Is it actually possible to be an artist, to be true to your vision, and be a successful entrepreneur? Can you really have both creative joy and financial stability? We're going to find out. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the monetization puzzle that every creator faces. Then we'll dive into the secret weapon, the high-value niche strategy. After that, we're going to break down a real-world example of this in action. And finally, we'll pull back the curtain on the engine that makes the whole thing go. Okay, first up, the creator's monetization puzzle. This is all about that huge, sometimes frustrating challenge of turning all those views you worked so hard for into, actual revenue. Yeah, the story we're always told is that you have to make a choice, right? You either make the art you love for a small, maybe niche audience, or you sell out, chase trends, and make content for the masses just to make a buck. It always feels like this impossible trade-off. But what if that's just wrong? And that brings us to the game changer, the high-value niche strategy. The whole idea here is to stop chasing millions and millions of random views. The real secret is attracting the right views, the kind of audience that is incredibly valuable to specific people. Now, to really get this, we have to talk about one key metric, RPM. That stands for revenue per mil, which is just a fancy way of saying how much money you make for every 1,000 views. And the most important part of this is that little note at the bottom. This amount changes drastically based on your niche. Seriously, not all views are created equal, not by a long shot. So where's the money? Well, it's in niches that serve specific, really engaged audiences. Just think about it for a second. Psychology, personal finance, history, cutting-edge AI. These are topics that attract people who are actively looking for information, for solutions. And advertisers, they're willing to pay a premium to reach that audience. This is where your RPMs can absolutely soar. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this strategy actually plays out in the real world. We're going to deconstruct this really fascinating channel that just absolutely nails it. Whispers of wisdom and cultural parables. So, at its heart, this channel is pure art. It's beautiful, but from a strategic standpoint, it is tapping directly into that first high-value niche we talked about, psychology. They do it through these incredible wisdom tales and meditative stories that really explore the human condition. So, for example, they share these parables like the Zen of the empty cup. This isn't just a simple story, it's a deep psychological lesson wrapped in a beautiful package. I mean, the quote says it all. If we do not first empty our minds of opinions, we cannot taste new wisdom. That resonates, right? And it fits perfectly into the psychology niche. But here's where it gets really smart. They don't just stop there. They cleverly layer in another high-value niche, history and culture. And they do this by diving into traditional folklore from all over the world, which is, when you think about it, a form of living history. I mean, they're bringing these amazing Japanese and African folktales to a whole new audience. This isn't just retelling old stories. It's like a form of documentary storytelling, preserving cultural heritage for today. It's such a brilliant example of this multi-niche strategy in action. And then there's the third layer, which is just chef's kiss. So smart. They also tap into that cutting-edge AI technology niche, not just with their topics, but in their actual creation process. They use these incredibly soothing AI-generated voices for the narration, paired with these stunning visuals that are inspired by studios like Ghibli. The use of AI itself is a super hot topic, and it puts them right at that crossroads of art and tech, which is, you guessed it, another high RPM category. All right, so let's put all the pieces together. Why is this multi-niche thing so powerful? Well, that brings us to the engine that drives it all. The beautiful relationship between advertisers and search engines. Just look at this flow, it's so clean. Step 1, they intentionally create content around psychology, history, and AI. Step 2, this brings in premium advertisers from tech, education, finance, you name it. Step 3, that means they get a maximum RPM, making every single view way more profitable. And finally, step 4, these topics are highly searchable, which means search engines actually want to show their content to people, driving all of this organic growth. It's a perfect loop. A real flywheel. Better content attracts better advertisers. That money funds even better production, which then gets more views thanks to SEO, and the whole cycle just starts all over again, bigger and stronger. This is how you build a sustainable creative business, not just a one-hit viral video. So as you can see, this playbook shows it's not about art versus business. It's about strategically aligning them, which really just leaves one last question for you to think about. What passion of yours, if you look at it through this lens, could be the next high-value niche?